Forts families and class of 2020. 2020 just seems crazy to me to say that, but congratulations nonetheless. Seems like just a few years ago, I'm starting school with my son Patrick, and they were mentioning that he was a class of 2020, and that seemed like that would be forever. Snap our fingers, and here we are. Graduation for the class of 2020. Everybody ready? Here we go. Classmates at the fort have those small memories that they will never forget that bond them together in quite a special way. The class of 2020 is no exception to that rule. They will forever be the class that overcame the impossible, conquered the insurmountable, and let's not forget, learned to wear face masks and made them fashionable. Here's to hoping that you are starting to realize that the tassel was really worth the hassle, and that in life, you will always remember, just because you are struggling does not mean you are failing. Every great success requires some type of worthy struggle. Seniors, thank you for all the great memories, and always remember, no matter where you go or what you do, it all started here at the fort. Parents and families, it has been an honor working with your sons and daughters, and I am extremely proud of all of them. Congratulations to all of our graduates and everyone watching that helped them make it to this point. I wish each and every one of you nothing less than the best the world has to offer. And please be good to one another. Hashtag we are for Edward. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Here we are. 2020 was supposed to be our year. We have worked 14 years for this day. The day we get to throw on a fancy robe and a cap that personally makes my ears look way too big. It is our chance to be celebrated and to take our first steps into the next phase of our lives. We aren't high schoolers anymore. We are young adults with the opportunity to go off on our own, decide what we want to do with our time, and discover who we are and who we want to be. But today doesn't just signify the beginning of the rest of our lives. Today, a great deal of responsibility falls on our shoulders. We are the class, the generation, who must change the world. But who better to do this than the class of 2020? What other class do you know was forced to begin their lives with a broken world, a dying planet, a global pandemic, a severe divide in America by political views, extreme injustices in a supposedly equal country, and yes, murder hornets? No one said life outside of high school would be easy, but no one also said that we would have this to go off of. But who better, right? I think that we were presented with these challenges because we are the ones who can handle them. Us seniors around the world have seen it all. We have witnessed terrorism, mass shootings, we have learned the destruction and devastation caused by nukes and bombs, and we have experienced our own paranoia over these weapons. We are aware of racial injustice, and we are in the midst of a continued fight for equality amongst all. It seems as though we have bared witness to every trauma imaginable in the 20th century, so we understand. Our generation understands. And it is with this understanding that we are driven to find solutions. It is up to us to create a world that we want to live in, a world that we want our children and those after us to live in. Unfortunately, we were not left with the best circumstance, but this will only make us stronger. It is because we have observed a world that we are unsettled with that we will have the drive and willpower to change it for the better. It is up to us, and the sooner we take accountability for that, the sooner progress will be made. Do not allow yourselves to be under the impression that you do not have the power to make a difference. We make jokes all the time about where we grew up, our For Edward circles, or our frequent laugh at the We Are For Edward hashtag. Sorry, Mr. Eddy. But behind our ability to humble our hometown and school, we must also appreciate it. Coming from a small school, you may think that it had less to offer, but the truth is that we have no less an opportunity to make a name for ourselves or an impact than any other graduate out there. Life is what you make it. Your success will be determined by how hard you work and what you do with what you are given. We were lucky in so many ways. Sure, our senior year was stripped from us, and we weren't able to do the things we would have liked with our last year. There's also so much to appreciate. I, for one, am so thankful to have gotten to know everyone that I am graduating with. I am grateful for every memory, laugh, and cry that I shared with you all. Pokemon Crady is something I don't think any of us will ever forget. Seriously, no matter how hard you try. We'll always remember the countless hysterical events that unfolded on this trip. If you know, you know. We had so much fun, guys. It rained nearly every day, but it was such an experience and I can't think of one person who didn't enjoy themselves. Aren't you grateful for that? That our small school sent us on that trip, and that we got to spend 3 days surrounded by our best friends, just having an incredible time. Aren't you grateful that we had teachers who knew us as individuals and not just faces that they had to see every day? I am grateful. I'm grateful for my teachers' high expectations and for wanting to see me succeed in every way possible, as well as their acceptance of the fact that I was never going to show up on time. It's just not the Gulick way. I'm grateful for my mom for never letting me quit and for pushing me to my limits, making me realize my potential. She has taught me perseverance and determination, and I have been open to so much opportunity because of her. I'm grateful for my dad for being supportive in everything I do and never letting me be anything other than myself, and of course for blessing me with his sarcasm. I'm grateful for my brothers for humbling me and making me patient, but also for being my best friends. Today, I am most grateful that I grew up alongside all of you. I wish the best for every single one of you, no matter what path you choose in life. Always remember where you started from when you go off and do great things. And in the words of Gandhi, be the change you wish to see in the world. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming and welcome once again to the graduation ceremony for the Fort Edward class of 2020. I would like to start by thanking everyone who worked hard to make this all possible. Those who fought for us to have a proper in-person graduation and those who have supported this class not only through this unprecedented year, but throughout high school. Thank you to all of our parents, teachers, staff, the Booster Club, Mr. Ratty, Mr. Ward, and the Board of Education. We would not be here without you all. I would also like to give a few personal thank yous. First, to my family, my wonderful grandma, all the aunts, uncles, and cousins that have supported me, and most importantly, my amazing parents. Mom and Dad, none of my achievements would have been possible without your ongoing love and support. You have instilled in me the determination and passion to succeed in the classroom, on the court, and in every aspect of my life. This is something that I've wanted and worked hard for a long time, and I know I would not be standing up here without the two of you. I feel so blessed to be your daughter, and there are no better words to say than thank you. I owe this all to both of you, and I hope I continue to make you proud. Thank you to the close-knit group of friends that I've had in this class for years. Thank you for the memories and for always being there when I needed you guys. I also want to extend a personal thank you to Mr. Ratty. You've helped me achieve so many of my goals this year, and you have been in my corner throughout high school. And I am so thankful for everything you've done for me. You're an amazing principal and a friend to us all. I owe this to you as well. Thank you to the teachers that let me come to them when I felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. And finally, I would like to mention my incredible Grandma Dot, who unfortunately is not with us today, but her impact is no less. She was an inspiration to me and so many others. I wish she could be here to watch me walk across the stage, but I know I'm making her proud as well. I think I speak for all of us when I say this is not how we planned the year that we have looked forward to for as long as we can remember. We're all so grateful that we're able to be here today to commemorate and close out the last 12 years of our lives. We couldn't wait to get here, to get to this year, to this moment right now. There was nothing we would have ever imagined would jeopardize this, and just the thought was appalling. It was our turn to be the ones that the elementary students looked up to be the big kids, and to have our lasts. You know, every high school class has had their lasts, those times that seniors appreciate just a little bit more because they'll never happen again. Their last pit stop in Mr. Finn's classroom, their last walk up 3 flights of stairs to get to Mr. Shavers on time, their last drive carefully bye-bye from Mr. Chase, last home game, concert, and walk through the hallway to see all the teachers that made a difference in their lives. We had a lot of those too, but we didn't know it. We didn't know that when we walked out of the doors on March 13th at 2:32 p.m. that it would be the last time our presence would grace the halls of Fort Edward as students. We thought there was still 3 months to take in the fact that those lasts were right around the corner, and that it would finally feel real when we got those caps and gowns handed to us. It's even harder to think back because maybe we didn't make the most of those last experiences. We didn't expect our senior year to consist of Google Meets, online learning, and listening to the news only to find out that it was all over. All of those things we expected, looked forward to, and unfortunately took for granted were gone. All we were left with was remember when, because reminiscing was all we could do, but it was much sooner than we had all anticipated. Remember when Colin would greet Mrs. Rivers every day, or when Will spelled his name wrong, or when Mr. B came up with your nickname, whatever it may be. But then it was remember when we could see each other face to face and when social distancing wasn't even heard of. Our whole lives were turned upside down overnight and nothing was guaranteed anymore. It still isn't. And as someone who likes to have the answers, that's a hard pill to swallow. I believe that the impact of the pandemic was even greater on the seniors of such a small school and community. Fort Edward is a family, and most of us have grown up with each other. Our parents have watched us grow up together, and so have our teachers. Even those who aren't lifers at the fort, like Jonesy and Neil, have been integrated into our big family. So not being able to live out these last few months together before life pulls us our separate ways was truly heartbreaking. And like I said before, I'm unbelievably grateful that we can be here today. We are learning how to make the most of this situation because we found out that nothing is for sure. But there's a silver lining in every situation, and that is something that I've learned through this whole experience. I'm amazed at how this community came together to ensure that we were recognized in every way possible. From the yard signs to getting our names out for Adopt a Senior groups, to banners on the telephone poles, petitions to get our graduation back, and the thoughtful videos of all of our memories together. It goes back to family. We have something great in this community, and everything you guys have done for us has given me, and I'm sure most of my classmates, that sense of small town pride that will never go away no matter where we go. This is a story that we'll be telling for generations to come because we're living through history right now. Not only that, but I also learned to make the most of every moment. Don't be left with regrets and if-onlys. As we have all seen, the world can change in an instant, and soon there's a new normal. Speaking of making the most of every moment, let's not think about how we aren't getting the traditional graduation that we have expected for years. Let's think about how we were given this new experience. We're having our graduation class of 2020 style, a way that no one will ever forget because we're something special. We are the most resilient, strong, driven, and empathetic group of kids to be stepping into the real world right now, and I'm so proud of everyone here. Also, Mr. B, if you're out there, don't take points off my speech because I said kids instead of children. I know that a kid is a baby goat, but it just sounded better. Anyway, you all are my family, and I will never forget any of you or the amazing memories we made. I feel so lucky that I grew up here and that I'm able to graduate with friends, not just classmates, and in front of teachers who we have all established personal relationships with, and in front of parents who have opened their hearts to all of us. I can't believe it's finally here. Senior year is over, and we made it. It's not only one for the yearbooks, but one for the history books as well. Graduating during a global pandemic is anxiety-inducing and not easy, but it's also unforgettable. Hold on to the memories about how being physically apart brought us closer together. Hold on to the memories that you made with friends and teachers all these years, but also grow and become the people you want to be. After this year and the perseverance that we have all shown, I have no doubt that we will do amazing things, and maybe someday we'll be back to tell our stories as well. The world is ours, so here's to us. All of our hard work, our accomplishments, and the bright futures ahead of us. I know this class has the ability to change the world, but never forget to have Fort Edward pride. Thank you.
Dylan Jenks. Brady Havens. Timothy Gillis. Caitlin Mahoney. Neil Lamphere. Morgan Bish. Olivia Fisher. Isabel Gulick. Aiden Lewis. Logan Penor. Paige Duquette. Rebecca Moore. Michaela Higgins. Dakota Rawson. Austin Jones.
William Denton.
Hassan Judge.
Colin James Bissett.
Colby Phillips. Haley Condon. Aiden Cooper. Bailey Brayman. Kylie Daniels. Alicia Wells. Christopher Conlin.
To the class of 2020, your world has certainly changed during your senior year, and you have adapted with grace, overcame obstacles, and persevered through it all. Now is your opportunity to take your unique skills, unprecedented experience, and talents and change your world to the best it can be. By the power vested in me by the state of New York and the Fort Edward Board of Education, I now confer the degrees on the class of 2020. Congratulations. And at this time, you may move your tassels to the left side of your caps.